So really important to decide, first of all, if you're going to work for someone else, as we said before, while setting up your own. That can be really helpful because you've got some money coming in from the other practices while you're building up your own. And as we said before, you've picked kind of bits out of other people's practice that you think you'd like. But my key when I'm working with people is to really know the why. So why you want to set up your practice, because then the rest will happen. So it's a bit like I sometimes go right back to the beginning and say, why did you become an osteopath?
Got a little slide full of these things, I think, haven't we, with a lot of questions that you suggest that people ask.
Yeah, and it's important for you to figure out in your own head. I saw a quote from Julia Roberts recently, and I don't know in what context she was being interviewed, but she said people spend more time planning their wedding than planning their life. And I thought that's very true.
And more money.
And more money. So if you go into practice not really knowing where you want to go, as I say in the book, it's like getting into your car and going, I'm just going to go for a drive. Don't really know where I'm going. Don't really know when I'm going to end up, but I'm just going to go for a drive. You end up somewhere that you don't want to be. So you do have to think about where you want to be, what you want your practice to look like.
This is all part of that terrifying concept of having a business plan.
A business plan, yes.
It frightens the shit out of a lot of people.
It doesn't need to be complicated. It really doesn't. It's more like a life plan, I suppose. Where do you see yourself? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
I always knew I wanted to have a multidisciplinary practice with lots of other people around me, and that's what I achieved. But I always had that in the back of my mind. People think it has to be a boring, laborious task. I was talking to people at the ESO today, and they apparently do a business plan in their third year. And she was saying that might be a bit soon because you're maybe not thinking about it in your third year, and they may be shifting it to later on in the course. But having some idea of where you want to go, it can change, but having some idea of where you want to be in a year, where you want to be in 5 years, it gives you something to work towards.
Yeah.
Because one of the most important things in life is to grow and to do more. That's how we feel happy. If you're bored, if you're stuck in one place, and if you haven't got a plan, if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to feel that you're growing at all.